everyone, I'm Dani Walker. Welcome to my channel. I was a former Miss Montana USA, and today I am going to teach you how to get pageant sponsors. If you're new, please subscribe and hit that notifications bell, as well as follow me on social media. Be sure to stick around till the end of this video, because if you do, I will give you a copy of my free sponsorship letter that I have used successfully to get pageant sponsors. Most people will tell you just go and meet potential sponsors in person, which yes, that can be really helpful, but also a lot of people just say to start a GoFundMe campaign and share that on social media or email it out to people. And I don't think GoFundMe is always as successful, because a lot of times people just send out an email blast, and the second that somebody sees GoFundMe for my next pageant, they're not even going to open the email because they already know that you're asking for money. The first thing that you need to do is actually identify what you have to offer to the sponsor before asking for that sponsorship, because a lot of times there's not enough incentive in just telling them that they get a tax write-off or that their name is going to be placed in a program book. So take a self-evaluation of your skills, your talents, and your resources. So for example, I have a YouTube channel, or maybe you have a social media following, or maybe your parents even own a small business, or you might be a part of other community groups where you can share about that sponsor's business, and that's something that's actually valuable to them. I've had lots of things sponsored, like hotels, gowns, meals, and sponsorship fees. So I'm going to share about 3 different examples where I was able to get those sponsors. So the first was a hotel. I was sponsored by Holiday Inn, and I know that that's not a common sponsor because it's a corporate sponsor, it's a franchise, it's not a mom and pop. So I decided to start contacting hotels in the area. I started with the most expensive hotels because I felt that they were the ones that had the biggest budget to help with sponsorship. So I actually started at the top and worked my way down, which a lot of people like to actually start at the bottom, and I just wouldn't suggest that. I think that's a lot harder to do. And I sent them out an email blast, and I'm going to give you guys that email sponsorship. But basically I communicated to them the value that I had and what I had to offer. So I was telling them about, hi, I'm a YouTuber, how big my audience is, and that if they provided lodging, that I would feature them on my vlog. They didn't even respond with a yes or a no. They just sent me my hotel confirmation, which was amazing. They were the 3rd hotel that I asked. So that's going to happen. Not everybody's going to be interested in sponsoring you or working with you, but all you need is that one sponsor. If this video is giving you guys any new ideas, comment so cool down below. I want to hear from you. I want to know if these are things that you just haven't tried yet or thought of before, or which ones that you are going to try for your next pageant. The next thing that I did was I started working with a gown store, and I started helping them with their social media because that's a skill that I have. I was going to initially ask them for sponsorship, but they beat me to it, and they actually offered to create a custom couture gown for my Miss Montana USA competition. In that case, because I was already giving to that sponsor, I didn't even have to ask for anything, which was so amazing. And that stuff does happen. So I got a free custom couture Fernando Wong. As I was preparing for Miss USA, I actually had a local restaurant in town in Shreveport, Bossier, and they reached out and they said, hey, we know that the Miss USA contestants are coming to Shreveport, and we've been seeing that you've been tagging our city in your posts on social media, and we'd like to invite you and your family for a meal at our restaurant. Even being able to cover things like meals while you're at a pageant is great. And all they asked for in exchange was a social media post during Miss USA. So that was a really simple thing that I was able to get. The other thing you can do when you're approaching friends or family members is not just ask them for money, but start an Amazon wish list. Because a lot of people think that if they donate $5 or $10, that it's not going to make a difference for your pageant preparation. So what you can do to lower your costs is create that Amazon wish list and fill it with things that you need for pageant weekend, like your hairspray or your evening gown shoes or all those types of things, because those expenses add up. And then when you talk to somebody about potential sponsorship, if they're not comfortable giving you cash or a set amount, you can say, I also have an Amazon wish list, which is basically like a bridal registry. And you can tell them that they could just choose to pay for any item on the list. So that way they know exactly where the money is going, which makes a lot of people more comfortable with sponsorship, and they feel like no matter how much or little that they're sponsoring you with, that they're still really being impactful and helping you with pageant prep. Another thing you can do that I haven't personally tried, but I heard was really successful for other contestants, is holding a fundraising event. Now that sounds like a lot, I know, but it's actually a lot easier than you think. So one girl told me that she's held bake sales, chili cook-offs, she's done cornhole tournaments. So for example, let's say it's 4th of July weekend. You're gonna have people over anyways. So you tell them that you're hosting this tournament. It costs something like $10 to enter the tournament. And if they enter, then they can just come to your little barbecue event. And if they don't enter the tournament, then you just ask them to bring a side dish. So then you're not spending a lot of money feeding everyone at this holiday party and cornhole tournament. What happens is everybody enters, they throw in that $10, and then at the end, whoever wins, you split the pot with them. So the winner gets 50% of whatever you raised and you get the other half. So it's a really, really easy and fun way to do that. The other thing that other girls have done is use a talent or a skill that their parents have. So I knew this girl and her dad offered landscaping and lawn mowing services. So what she did was raffle off a month of lawn mowing services from her dad. And that's a really great thing because that's something that so many people need and use. So it was really easy for her to walk around and say, hey, would you mind buying a $5 raffle ticket? You'll be entered to win for that lawn mowing service. And if you don't win, you're helping support me and send me to the state pageant, which is just my ultimate goal. There you have it. Those are my ideas for sponsorship and fundraising. Thank you so much for sticking around till the end of this episode. As promised, in the description, there is a link. Click that link and you'll be able to download that sponsorship letter that I talked about that I have used to get many pageant sponsors. So be sure to check that out. If you guys are watching on a mobile device, please be sure to screenshot this episode, post it to your Instagram stories, and tag me at Dani Walker. I love hearing from you. I want to know how this episode helped you out. And also make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell, like, comment, and share this episode with your friends. I love hearing from all of you, and then I hope you will be joining me for the next episode.